Hello everybody, and welcome to Kelly Arts. This painting required a lot of masking to be done, and people seem to really enjoy watching me strip off the tape. I don't kink shame.
This is getting too silly.
Quite agree. Silly. Right, get on with it. Get on with it.
For years I played World of Warcraft, and one of the monthly events in the game is something called the Darkmoon Faire. It's like a creepy carnival, with rides, games, and prizes. And, if you're not careful, you might leave more than just your gold behind. You might leave your soul. One of the things the Darkmoon Faire is most known for is its stunning iconography, with the creepy eye being its most prominent feature. Our painting is the very symbol of the Darkmoon Faire itself. It's an image I've always liked, so I decided to immortalize it on canvas. This painting has a lot of large flat areas of color, which need time to dry before additional coats could be added. I've sped all that up as you've seen. Outside the black area is a green diamond shape that is going to frame the iconic eye in the center of the painting. I'm painting along the lines of the diamond, even over the green of the background, as the brushstrokes will be subtly perceived, and I want to be consistent. Since the diamond is the same green as the background, I'll be framing it out as if it's three-dimensional by adding edges that are lighter and darker shades of that green. To give our diamond some dimensionality, we imagine the light is coming from the top, so the top edge gets a lighter shade and the bottom edge gets a darker shade to indicate shadow. Which means more masking, then painting, and letting it dry, and then moving the mask and painting some more. All this adds up to long periods of inactivity. And in the middle of all this, I participated in two different photo shoots. One as a photographer, the other as a model, plus worked on the 48-hour film project. Link in the description for that video. Which hopefully explains why a painting I started in April has its video finished in August. It's been a busy summer. I kept in all the masking and painting to show how the process is done. Finally, all the tape comes off, but not for the last time. And this round of touch-up commences. I masked off most of the painting when I drew on the lines for the purple background of the eye, then cut it out with my scalpel, all off camera of course. And when I painted this purple, I didn't realize it was actually upside down at the time. I rotate it later. Once the purple was given another coat, off camera, and that dried, I peel up the mask for the dark purple border. I opted to not mask the inside part of the border for two reasons. One, masking that curve would be challenging to get completely right. And two, I trusted my control to not paint into the lighter purple. And if I did paint into the lighter purple, it was a color right from the tube, so touching it up would be really easy. This took an additional, unfilmed, coat like everything else. Now I'm freehanding, giving the purple some edge highlights. Painting the curve on the right side was easy, as it's a practice motion. The left side was a lot more awkward. With the mask still in place, I then give the outer border its own edge highlights as well. Time to finally remove the last of the masking.
Stop that. You're not going into a song while I'm here.
The yellow flags were all painted freehand, and it took several coats as the paint's a bit transparent. I always thought the top flags looked like horns. Painting in the edges of the white of the eye is tedious when I need to sit back away from the canvas, but I need to do that for the camera. I hope you all appreciate the sacrifice I have to make. All these areas will become more detailed shortly, but first we need to fill in the base colors. The slit of the pupil looks a bit off. I'll fix it when I go back over this area. I'll give the starburst a few rays just to indicate what's going on here. Unfortunately, I didn't realize the camera's not recording when I started shading in the flags. I'm trying to make it look like the material of the flag is going over the edge of a 3D structure. And now I'm giving it some edge highlights, as I'm hoping to help anchor that into the reality of the painting. The red iris of the eye is painted as if it's actually an ellipsoid sitting on top of the purple and white areas, which gives it an otherworldly feel. It's shaded with the light areas on top, with the bottom being in shadow, which reinforces the direction of the light. The white of the eye is given a shadowy area from the iris, and it's also a somewhat rounded shape, bulging towards the viewer along the horizontal axis. At this point, I wish I had remembered that I had some mixing medium that leaves the paint workable for a little while longer, to make blending easier. But I didn't. I'm now going to rotate the canvas several times to have easier access to paint the starburst. Alright, we're going to flip this over so we can work on the starburst. If I didn't rotate it, then I probably would have had to move in front of the camera to get the rays painted correctly. I try several different types of brushes to get what I'm looking for, with mixed success. Eventually, I realize there are too many unrecoverable mistakes with the white, so I take some black and cover up some of the rays. I end up going back and forth with the black and white until I get something I can live with. And, in true ADHD fashion, I start wandering all over the painting. I'm letting the starburst dry, I tell myself. All lies. I continue to rotate as I do cleanup all over the painting. I just wanted to be done at this point. This takes a while, so enjoy some clips from the Darkmoon Faire itself. Et voila! Thanks everyone for watching. Check me out on social media and on Patreon. See you in the next one. Actually, I won't see you in the next one, you just see me. That's not how YouTube works. Wow.